Hey everybody, welcome to the Sky Lounge, and this is Peruse, episode number 55 on a Sunday. Oh, I know, I don't really go out and record on a Sunday, but here we are. Doing and trying different things. Yes, I got the windows open because it is hot as shit, and I'm not turning on the AC, god damn it, because the weather in Las Vegas is really fucked up right now. It's windy in the tail end of May. It doesn't make any fucking sense, but here we are in Las Vegas talking about weather's not making sense. Welcome to another fucking Sunday in this matter. But boys and girls, we are just coming out of the gym. Very tired. Not to toot my own horn, but worked ourselves today. Not to the best of our ability, but did what we had to do. When you eat too much, it gets to a point where you got to go out and go to the gym. You owe it to yourself to not look like a bloated fucking penguin that's on fucking pregnancy fucking status. I don't know. I'm running out of analogies here, man. Okay, it's Sunday. I'm not here to make visual plays for you kids. Well, the thing is though, we do have some playoff shit to talk about. And I'm not gonna lie, boys and girls, I'm thinking about doing something real new here for the short Peruse. Because it's relatively short, I figured once we get to the house, I'm gonna light up the old blunt here for a quick couple of minutes and just record, see what kind of results we get. It's gonna be stupid, but it's okay. This channel thrives off stupidity and my brain, so there you go. And shoddy camera work, because the autofocus is so fucked up. But focus on my chin, camera. My double chin. So second chin, if you can. So, like we said, there is playoff action to talk about. The Toronto Raptors, for the first time in their franchise history, is headed to the NBA Finals. I never thought I'd see the day. Where that shit would actually happen. Toronto making it to the NBA Finals. Like that. Listen, if you've watched the NBA as long as I have since 1998, you'll know damn well that Toronto was a fucking joke. They still were up to last year. They really were. And then Kawhi comes in, completely changes the dynamic. But as much of the optimistic narrative I want to just push to you guys, the reality is very, very depressing and pessimistic at best. The Warriors are going to play the finals, games 1 and 2 most likely without KD and Iguodala. However, they'll still probably figure out a way to win, okay? And also, Kawhi Leonard isn't coming back to Toronto. I feel like unless you guys win the championship, which is very unlikely, I feel like Kawhi's going to leave. And I don't know if it's going to be the Clippers. I don't know if it's going to be the Lakers. I don't know who the hell it's going to be. But I think he's gone. I think the idea of him just, having a one-year career in Toronto is a very real possibility right now. But yes, I also, on the other hand, do believe that if Toronto can somehow beat the goddamn Titans known as the Golden State Warriors, I believe Kawhi Leonard will stay in Toronto. And of course, if he also wins MVP, it's like, dude, that's a gimme. That's a fucking gimme. You have to keep him. You have to sign him to whatever fucking deal you can, because you're fucking Toronto. Like, you can't have air. You can't get an ego right now, Toronto. If somehow, again, I'm putting a huge if here, if Toronto is able to beat the Golden State Warriors, I truly do believe there is a strong likelihood Kawhi Leonard will stay in Toronto, and Toronto fans can't get arrogant after that shit. You really can't. If that man is the sole reason why you're in the final, which is very clear he is, and it is, the evidence to the fact, yes. And if he becomes the reason why you win the NBA Finals, dude, you guys have nobody else but him. That is your guy. That is your guy. My God, that's a lot of win. That's a lot of win. It's a lot of not focusing on the camera there, folks. But that's the whole thing. You know, I keep emphasizing that word "if" because the reality of the Golden State Warriors is they're that good. They're that good. There's a reason why they've been in a final for 5 straight years. Okay? And I know, I always say this, like, this is one of the main reasons why the NBA is dying, in the sense of narrative and bringing in casual fans. You're dying because there is no conflict. There is no tension. Like, imagine going to a movie theater and watching a movie with zero conflict, with zero character development, with obvious endings, all of it. Like, would you really enjoy that movie? Would you really enjoy that movie? And I know there's going to be some fucking morons out there like, movies like that are great because directors do all these things. No, you dipshit. If you're a fucking paying customer, you wouldn't fucking go pay for that shit. If you had to pay and mind you, boys and girls, the average movie theater ticket costs about $12 to $15. Would you really lay down $15 fucking dollars for a movie with no plot, no conflict, absolutely no substance? Would you really? I know most of you wouldn't. Okay? And so that's why I like, as much good shit and as much, you know, amount as I talk about, you know, with the NBA, as much shit I talk about the NBA and as much time I spend on talking about the NBA, there is a huge parity problem, and it is feeding into this idea of, and not really the idea, the fact of the NBA losing money. It's basically losing business. It's not a failing business, mind you. It's kind of becoming a losing business, though. I mean, I'm watching all this shit right now, and again, I enjoy basketball, kids. I mean, contrary to belief and contrary to all this shit that I'm talking about, I'm saying right now, I truly do enjoy the NBA. I love basketball. I do. But the reality also is, like, none of this shit is gonna fucking matter. None of it. And guess what, guys? I'm pulling for Toronto. I hope you guys win. Listen, I sound like a fucking devil's advocate here, but I'm one of those guys that always says this. I like stating out the facts because context does really give that much more depth and stakes to a narrative. It really does. I mean, so you have Toronto, an organization that has been a perennial loser and just a perennial fucking choke job and a joke for the last nearly 3 decades, versus the Golden State Warriors, who has been a joke for about 2 decades, and then they just been flourishing as of the last 7 or so years. So it's the new dynasty and empire versus the rebels, right? The misfits. And of course, I'm always on the side with the rebels, man. Like, I want Toronto to win. I want Toronto to do well. Hey, I'm telling you guys right now, game 1, I'm going to have a puck. That's right. I know it's not the same sport, but I have a puck. That's the Vegas Golden Knights and the Toronto Maple Leafs. And that was December 31st, 2017, New Year's Eve game. I remember that game mainly because the whole marketing behind the game was one of the first and oldest franchises in the NHL versus the newest team in the with the expansion Vegas Golden Knights. And I really do love that puck. I really hold a special memory with that puck, and I really do like Toronto. Like, I've never been to Toronto, but that city's history with its sports teams, it's really depressing to think about. And it's like, man, I hope these guys get a fucking win. And like, yeah, Americans, people in the U.S. might marginalize Canadian fans and Canada all in general, but it's like, dude, I think they've gotten kicked in the dick so many times, except for the fucking Blue Jays, because fuck them. Like, you won a World Series and then you completely collapsed. Go fuck yourself, Blue Jays. But Maple Leafs and Raptors, like, they're two of the fucking teams where it's like, dude, they've been through so much bullshit. Give them one. Give them one. And yeah, I'm saying all this shit and I'm hyping up Toronto because I want them to win. I want them to do well. But when you face reality, when you face the daunting task of going against the Golden State Warriors, it just doesn't bode well. It just doesn't. And it sucks to say that, but hey. But again, who the hell knows? I mean, Kawhi Leonard is a difference maker. The last time we seen Kawhi in a final Boys and girls, I mean, I feel like we always forget what Kawhi is capable of. And I don't know why that is. I really don't understand why people tend to forget how good Kawhi actually is. Remember, kids, before the injury for Kawhi Leonard, he was the number 2 overall player in the league, and there was really no fucking debate. The best two-way player, one of the most automatic fucking mid-range shooters. And yeah, he went through that injury, a year and a half out, and then he comes back, just MVP caliber level of play from Kawhi Leonard. It has just been absolutely impressive from this guy. And listen, if I shit on the Raptors all the time. I do. I'm not joking. I shit on every other team in the NBA all the fucking time. But again, when the Rebels are going against the fucking Empire, I want the Rebels to win. I want the fucking Rebels to win. I'm so goddamn sick of the Warriors winning. And it's not, and again, I'm not begrudging the team winning. I'm really not. I'm begrudging the fucking fans and that goddamn snake KD. That motherfucker has been riding on them coattails for about 3-4 years now. Okay? That's the fact of the matter. And guess what? If the Warriors win again, you're only killing your business, NBA. Your business is already fucked as it is. In terms of, again, driving in new casual fans and bringing any sort of conflict, narrative, or any narrative interest. You've completely killed that off with the Warriors just winning, and everybody else just tanking and losing. It's been a fucking disaster from that point of view. But yeah, the regular season's nice. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, the regular season's fun to watch, but like, who gives a fuck? Because the reality is always this, the Warriors in another fucking NBA Finals. It's so goddamn stupid. Like, it's so fucking ridiculous. And you got Warriors fans say, everyone can play. The NBA just sucks. No, dude. Like, you have to understand. Like, your fucking team was already good. And then, not blaming the fans, really blaming the organization, but like KD. It's a mix of all these variables that has killed off the NBA. And also LeBron. Let's be honest, boys and girls, as much shit as I talk about with LeBron James, that man is one of the sole reasons why the NBA playoffs were at least interesting in the Eastern Conference final, in any Eastern Conference. Seriously, he was really the only reason. That Leastern Conference had turned into a fucking joke. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen it through these playoffs. And again, why is anybody optimistic? I don't fucking know. I really don't know. You got all these Canadians going crazy, and it's like, dude, I hope the best for you guys, but come on, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. And I know I'm being a real hypocrite right now. I am. And I don't give a fuck. Because the nature of talking sports is the fact that there is going to be a lot of hypocrisy. There is going to be a lot of oxymoronic things that are going to be said. And that's fine. And here's the thing, kids. Turned off the engine because we are home. It's a wee bit hot. We're going to smoke up a little bit in this edition of Cruise Peruse. In this special Sunday edition of Cruise Peruse. Where, boy, I'll tell you. The Raptors don't really immediately give up hope. That's all I'm saying. Now, listen. You'll be a fucking Raptors fan. And if you're upset at me, that's fine. I don't care. But, can you guys win? I hope you guys do, but can you? And I'm like, it sounds like I'm having two different opinions, and it's not really opinions. It's like laying out the groundworks of what the context of this fucking matchup is. It's dope that it's gonna happen, but sometimes it happens in the worst fucking way imaginable. The Warriors going to another fucking final. But that final is gonna take place, I believe, on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, 30th. So we got a couple of days before that. Well, actually, it's Wednesday, the 30th. If not, yeah, it should be Wednesday on the 30th. But with Memorial Day tomorrow, we got a very special Stanley Cup final matchup: the St. Louis Blues and the Boston Bruins. Now, kids, I'm not gonna lie to you. I want Boston to lose. It's nothing against Boston. I don't hate the Bruins. I actually like Brad Marchand. But when your win song is Gloria by Laura Branigan, you know goddamn well I'm going to cheer for the fucking Blues. And guess what? Team Pam Beasley all the way. Go Blues. You got this, man. Seriously, it's been 49 fucking years since you guys been in a Stanley Cup final. Get that win. Remove the curse of Bobby Orr. Get that win, St. Louis. Get that goddamn win. But I might preview off the Stanley Cup final tomorrow. But it is really hot in this car, so I'm going to fucking dip out. So boys and girls, follow me at the Sky Lounge and all links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for more daily content.